Hello and welcome to this video on how to approve interserve timesheets. What I'm going to show you is how to log into the 247 time system, how to then go to your timesheet and approve hours that an agency has inputted, and then what are historical and adjusting hours and how to manage those. So first and foremost is how to log into 247 time. You log in on time2.247time.co.uk and you can log in on any device that is connected to the internet. We also have a support function here at 247 time, and you can contact us on 0333 1014 247, and if you need to get hold of us by email, it's support@247time.co.uk, and we do recommend that you email us first because we do operate a ticket-based system, so therefore if you email us we're more likely to deal with your inquiry first. So having said that, you can log into 247 time by clicking in here username and passwords, and if you haven't got a username and password you can email support and we'll get those issued to you. Anything you see in blue is where you click to enter information or click to retrieve it. So you can see forgotten usernames and forgotten passwords do exactly as they say on the tin. But if you then click in, log in, having entered a username and password, you'll come to the dashboard. And the dashboard is our means of conveying information that we think is important for you to see. So you can see here that we've got some items here, and to look at that particular notice, you just click on the blue. You can look at other historical items by just clicking on the history tab. The top navigation bar here, this black bar, if you think of this as the drawers in a filing cabinet, this is where you'll go to look at information. And what we recommend that you do is, having been given a username and a generic password to log in, is to go and change your password to something that's more memorable to you. And the way you do that is just by clicking on the settings tab on the right hand side. But we're going to focus on timesheets today. So if you click on timesheets on the navigation bar, it'll come to the timesheet that is allocated to your login. And if you're a site where you can approve multiple timesheets, rather than logging out and logging back in, all you need to do is click on this switch account feature at the top, where you can then bounce between your different timesheets. So what it'll show you is a timesheet for the site where you have this login allocated to. And you can see here that we've got three different colors. We've got grey, which is typically the current week that you're actually in, pink, which is an historical timesheet, and yellow, where the hours have been adjusted. So let's have a look. We've got the top, take a look at the top line here, Adam Sadler. It'll show you the job that Adam was working on and the hours that the agency have added in to that particular candidate for that particular week. And you can see here that we do decimalize each of the quarters as well. So 0.25 is a quarter of an hour, 0.5 is half an hour, and 0.75 is 3/4 of an hour, and you'll see those here in the different boxes here, as you can see. So it'll show you the hours then that the agency has added in, and if there's any bonuses and expenses accrued to that particular candidate, that will be shown in here as well, and you can click on that and up will come information as to that particular breakdown. What we do say to the agencies, if there's anything that you need to add in about that candidate that needs to be brought to the attention of the approver, then you put some information into the notes field here. And equally, as an approver, what we ask you to do as well is, if you have a query or some reason as to why you're not going to approve that candidate's particular hours for that particular week, then you need to put some qualifying items here in the notes section here, because what the agency will be able to do is click on here, which is unapproved timesheets, and then click search, and up will come a list of those items that have been unapproved, and equally the reasons why they haven't been unapproved. So basically it gives them the heads up in order they can rectify whatever the particular issue is. So the note field is important for us. Equally, what we ask the agencies to do is to download a copy of the timesheet. You can see here in this particular example, what we're looking for here is to show evidence to you that it shows the name of the candidate, the hours that they've worked, that the candidate has actually signed it as well, and that somebody from that particular site or depot or office has signed it to say, yes, these are the hours that the candidate has actually worked. And this can be the agency's timesheet, it could be the site's timesheet, or it could be a generic interserve timesheet, just so long as it contains that information enough to satisfy you in terms of approving it. And then what we ask you to do is, having satisfied yourself that Adam's hours are all okay, is you just click the approve box here, and it then puts a tick in that particular box, and then you can click save. If you've got a number of items on the timesheet, as you can see here, then you can click, when you've done them all, you can click save all changes rather than clicking each and every one. So typically the grey is the current week that we're actually in. Now you can see here that there's some pink items here, and this is where we found that an agency may have sent somebody working onto your site where they haven't added him into the system. So perhaps a couple of weeks has gone by and they realise that they haven't been paid, so obviously we need to catch up with that. So we create a historical timesheet which enables them to go in and put the hours for previous weeks in order then that you can go in and approve not only the current week but the previous weeks as well. So they're in pink, and the way you approve those is just go to the week ending date concern. So you can see the week ending date here. So you go to the week ending date here, and when you come to that particular week, you can then look at the information, have a look at the timesheet, and then just click approved as well, and then click save or save all. The item here in yellow is where hours have been adjusted. So that, for example, could be that, let's say, candidates worked 8 hours on the timesheet, and then they come back and say, no, actually I did work 10 hours, so we need to pay them an extra 2 hours. And so long as you can validate that extra 2 hours is to be paid, then you can go in and approve that as well. So anything in yellow, you can just go in and have a look again at the timesheet, have a look at the information in there, and satisfy yourself that yes, those are the hours that we should be paying for. Click on save, and that's really it for approving a timesheet. So basically, look at the hours, look to see if there's any notes, have a look at the attachment and see that you're satisfied that the attachment tallies with what's been added in the timesheet hours, and then just click on approved. And that's as simple as it actually is to approve 247 timesheets. So let's have just 5 simple steps to approve. It's number 1, log in. Number 2, click on timesheets. Number 3, approve each of the lines. Then you just click on save and then log out. It's as simple as that, and that's a weekly process. So let's have a look at the timetable of how that works week by week. So let's say, for example, week 1, the candidate registers the agency, and the agency loads details into 247 time. So that's details about the candidate, the NI number, home address, so on and so forth. And then you'll request a worker where the agency says, yes, I've got a worker that's available for you. You say, yeah, that's fine. We'll have that worker working at our particular site. Week 2 then is the candidate goes and works on the site. Now, our working week is Monday through to Sunday. It's the following week then, the week after the candidate has actually worked, where this activity in terms of the timesheet then occurs. So basically, week 3 is by Tuesday at 11, we're saying to the agencies, you must have completed the information on the timesheets in order then that you go in and approve them. So what we're asking them to do is enter those hours, upload a copy of the timesheet. So it's there, that information there is then ready for you to then approve. And then what happens is by 5 p.m. on a Tuesday, you go in as an approver and ratify that information to say, yes, I'm happy with that, or reject it and put some details in the notes as concerned, and then don't approve it, don't put a tick in that box, and that information then stays unapproved until obviously whatever it is that's causing issue has been resolved. So that's it really. So if you've got any questions, it's basically email support@247time.co.uk or telephone us at 0333 1014 247. Thank you.